Hi Graffiti fans, it's Dice London here. We're doing a voiceover raw graffiti series showing you the process of the piece from start to finish, and we're going to be commentating and telling you what we're doing as we go along. So we're starting out with a nice clean surface there. We got the freshly painted surface there, and Dice is going in. So this is 2 years ago me on a freezing cold day. And we'd only just got the GoPro a couple of hours before this. We borrowed it off of Gasp, so special shout out to Gasp. So we're just putting the sketch up now. This is all freestyle, there's nothing planned. It's kind of what you'd call readable wild style. So I'm making this up as I go along. Shout out to my cameraman. You know who you are. Just finishing up the E here. Readable wild style, as I say. Nothing too fancy. There you go. So that's your basic letters in. And this, I think, here down, yeah. This is called a chip. Bit of the letter chipped off. I think that's it for the, yeah, that's it for the sketch. Now we're going straight in with a fill. So we're just going to fill in a few tins, scrap tins. I think mostly blue scrap tins, all makes, just whatever's there to hand. There we go, just using up scraps. Looks like that can's half empty, or it's had it. Yep. More scraps, more brands. Leave a comment if you know what that is. Just getting that filled in fairly quick without drips, hopefully. Looks like that one's nearly had it. Yep. I like to try and get the fills done fairly quick so I can really concentrate on the bit that I enjoy most, which is the outline. So we're just getting that E filled in super quick there. So if you know what colour this is, leave a comment. This would have just been a scrap I had laying around, so I'm just using up a load of scraps. As you can see, any old colour, doesn't really matter too much as long as they're pastel. So I tend to fill in pastel colours and outline in a dark mid colour rather than black. I think black's too harsh for outline most of the time, and I prefer lighter pastel shades for my fills. So that's the basic piece filled in there. And I'm just starting the outline now. So here goes the outline. Doesn't have to be perfect first go, because you can always cut back and clean it up at the end. And I like to fill in my 3Ds all in one go in the same colour as the outline, and then work on the shading after, which is kind of the opposite to how you should do it and how most people do it, but you know, whatever works for you, and that's what works for me. If you know what colour this is, leave a comment. It's my favourite colour. Usually outline in it rather than black, as I say. Anyone that knows me knows I love this colour. It's my favourite colour of loop. Leave a comment if you know what it is. So once again, most people would leave a gap where their shading's going to be, but I like to fill it in solid and then work out where my shading is at the end. Filling in the 3D again. For this bit I'm not too bothered if it's scrappy, because I know I'm going to do some different coloured blocks over the top with the shading. So that bit there doesn't matter too much, just to get it filled in so I can see where it is really. Just tidying up that edge there. Good thing about spray, you can always tidy everything up at the end. That's a complete mess, but I'll go around and tidy that in a minute. Nothing to worry about. Just trying to get the angle of that arrow there. So there we go, the basics of the piece are all up there ready. Just getting the Tom character up here, for the Tom and Jerry theme of the piece. So again, special shout to the cameraman and gasp for the GoPro. Looks like most of that's done there. Bit of cleaning up. So you've got your basic fill. Done the character, I've got the outline on, I've got the 3D on, so all that's left really is some shading in the 3D, a few patterns, some highlights, and then we're good to go. Just bunging the outline on the character there. So these are what I like to call cuts. So it's like a knife going through the piece, we're just cutting bits of the letter. There we go, like that. Cut, cut. Slicing, cutting, whatever you want to call it. Slicing and dicing. A few bubbles, blobs. Cleaning that area up a bit. So this really, now you've got the basic elements on, this is the time where I do all the cleaning up. Whilst I'm doing the cuts, there we go, make that nice and sharp. Any dusty bits, get rid of them, there we go. Sharpen that up a bit. Some more cuts and bubbles. This is all in real time as well, so this is the speed I like to put these on. If you do them fast enough, you can get them nice and straight. Some people use special caps, but this is just the loop stock cap here. But back in the day I used to use car paint a lot when I first started. And if you didn't move your hand really quickly when you were outlining, you'd get drips. So I'm just putting on the shading in the 3D now. So which is the darker tone in the 3D, just to give the letters depth, give the 3D some depth. I like to put these in first. Don't always use them, but I like to put these in first if I use them, and then do the lighter one second. So just going around a piece now, and as I go around I'm checking it for errors and cleaning things up at the same time. So I think it's all pretty clean there. Just getting the low lights on in the 3D. This is all loop stop caps. Try and use one cap for the whole piece. That's it, a few more of them and we're good. So I'm just painting the cheese here that Jerry was chasing. Did he get the cheese? We'll find out in a minute. For those of you who are wondering if Jerry caught the cheese or not, oh no, look what's happened. Tom has caught Jerry by the tail. Got a mini roller tray and I'm using it as a sort of masking, like a mask, so I can put on a bit of a highlight effect on the 3D in a lighter colour. And this is the key line. So we've got a couple of little shape marks there, some movement marks, and the same there on a D. So that's Jerry stuck behind the D there where he's crashed into it, running away from Tom. Just a little speech bubble up here coming out of Jerry's mouth. So you can see there on the corner of the D, you can see that sort of pink effect. So that's a highlight on the outline, which you'll see in a minute. Just gives it a bit more depth on the outline. So the outline's thicker in places, and then where it's thicker, you've got the highlight. There you go. Just gives it more depth. Nice little effect. I don't normally use an upside down mini roller tray, but it's the only thing I had with a flat edge on it. But I usually just use anything I find on the floor, like a bit of cardboard or something. And then just a few bits in the white. I always end up in with the white. It's always the last colour. So a little bit of crumbling rocks. Some crumbling rocks and squiggles in the white. And as you can see in the speech bubble, it says ouch from Jerry running into the back of the D, being chased by naughty Tom. A few highlights in the white. Few hollow patterns in the white. Yeah, I didn't film it, but I did do some transparent black on the character. And we've got some stars up there, just a few elements in the background, not too many on this one. And of course, here is the dice tag, just to finish it off. And a bit of transparent black there, just for extra effect and even more 3D. So there's the finished product. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comments. I do like to read them and I reply to every single one. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.